In this video, I wanted to talk a little bit about how you are being controlled by your environment. I know it is a dark subject, but I think it is important for me to point out just some subtleties. And when I say subtleties, I'm talking about how some subtle ways of how people are controlling you. But here's the deal, you are allowing it to happen. And by the end of this video, I hope that you will feel more empowered because, again, this is one of those kind of an icky subjects, but my main goal here is to show you how to empower yourself. So for my next video, I will give a few steps of what you would do to learn how to live your life with more purpose. But in this first video, I'm going to talk about some scenarios of how, again, how we inadvertently allow people to control us. So imagine this scenario. You have, let's say, a good acquaintance. They come to you and they say, "Hey, John, could you do me a favor?" And you say, "Sure, I'd be happy to." And then they say, "Could you take me across town? I know it's going to take about 45 minutes, but I need you to do this at around 5 o'clock. And after that, I need you to pick me up in about 3 hours. Thank you. You are the best, Sean. You are such a good guy." And then off they go. And in that moment, you might stand there and think, what just happened here? I just committed to doing this person a favor. I don't know them that well. Don't even know if they're even worth doing a favor for. How do I get out of this? And you feel as though you have no choices. You don't really think to yourself that you can chase them down and say, "Hey, you know what? This is not going to work. I can't do that for you." The only thing you know is that you have committed to it and you're going to do this, and it's going to become your reality. This will happen. So the question is, what happened? How did this happen? So in the moment that you said, "I'd be happy to," you expressed a little bit of joy there. So when you do that, your commitment it bypassed the conscious mind and went directly into the subconscious mind. Once it is in the subconscious mind, it becomes your new reality. Even if it conflicts with your values, with yourself, maybe it might compromise you somehow. But the only thing you know is that this will happen. You hate it. You feel resentful. You don't know how to get out of it. But it's going to happen. You do it reluctantly, and you hope that this never happens to you again. And it may happen again and again and again. Or maybe you'll figure out how not to make this happen again. Or you might avoid people who are easily can seem to manipulate you. But that's what happens to a lot of you all day long. You are being controlled by people. You're being controlled by social media. You're being controlled by your environment in general. You're not even sure how this is happening. Hitler did an outstanding job at controlling people. He did it through, shock, fascination, and agreement. So he told you something that was shocking to you, and right away he has your attention. He said something to you that would make you agree with him. Maybe even talked about some things that really drew you in because you're fascinated with what he had to say. Next thing you know, you're agreeing with a lot of his point of views. They may even conflict with your own values. But now find yourself defending him. Again, even though it's conflicting with your own values, your own points of view. Have you ever been someone that someone challenged you on a perspective or an idea, and you found yourself stuttering and not really knowing how to explain to them satisfactory why you think this way. Excuse me, I wonder if the reason for this, and keep in mind, I am definitely not a PhD in this, but this is just something that I've been wondering about because I've seen it so many times. I wonder if somehow that thought, that idea got into their subconscious mind and now it became their reality. And maybe this has happened to you, where you might find yourself defending someone who is typically not somebody you would defend, or defending an idea or a perspective that you know clashes with how you see the world. But you can't. When somebody comes along and challenges you on that way of thinking and that idea, you can't explain why you see it that way. And again, I can't help but wonder that if it's because of these thoughts that are getting into your subconscious mind and we're not even aware of it. Now, of course, there are like happy thoughts. I don't see anything wrong with that. But when you have these negative thoughts, thoughts of excluding others or thoughts of doing things that might be harmful to yourself or those around you, or just thoughts of just living inauthentically, that to me is a red flag. So, how do you control this? How do you control these thoughts from getting into your subconscious mind? Ask. Ask a lot of questions. In your conscious mind, you have what I call the gatekeeper. This gatekeeper will pause any thought from getting into your subconscious mind. So when you ask a question, we'll go back to the scenario of the person asking you to do them a favor. Hey, John, can you do me a favor? And then John might respond by saying, what's the favor? And in that moment, everything pauses. And it gives you a split second to decide. Well, I should say the gatekeeper will basically give you a split second to decide, to say, hey, does this line up with our values? Is this something that may or may not compromise, you? And then if they present their favor and you say, you know what? No, I don't think this is going to work. Or you might even rebuttal and say, I can take you there, but I'm not picking you back up. Or I can do this for you, but not today. I don't have time today. The gatekeeper also gives you a split second to decide whether if this thought or idea conflicts with your values in any way. Ask a lot of questions. When you get in the habit of asking questions, and it doesn't even have to be anything like a split second thing. It can be like you can take the idea that was presented to you and then you start asking questions. Again, it keeps it from getting directly into your subconscious mind and becoming a reality. So anyway, that has been one of the ways that I have learned to control my thoughts, try to control my environment as much as I can. When I say my environment, try to control things from coming into my subconscious mind. It's kind of like whack-a-mole. If you're not aware it's happening, it's going to happen. So I try to make myself become more aware of my environment. Try to like when people are talking to me, I'm trying to like hone into what is it that they're really saying. Same thing when you watch social media. I always ask, what is it they're really trying to say? What are they trying to convey? What are their thoughts, their ideas, and stuff? Anyway, I feel like I'm going down a rabbit hole here. But anyway, that is just something that I wanted you to be aware of. Be aware of your environment, ask lots of questions, and you can actually change anything that's in your, once it gets into your subconscious mind. A lot of times you have to unlearn. And when I say unlearn, you basically switch your perspective around it stuff. But anyway, that'll be my next video. So as always, my name is Uriel Mesa, and I'm with ktslifecoaching.com. And as always, it is a pleasure talking to you. Thank you.